Nikki, what about you? Since you seem to be seated for a moment here, what was your story this week?
Well, so I wrote on my for my daily record article about guess Bob, what did I write about? What do I ever
Ethics,
write about?
ethics.
Ethics, right? It was it was a New Jersey ethics opinion about using the reply all function in email. And the inquiring attorney wanted to know that if he sent an email to opposing counsel and CC'd his client, if opposing counsel then replied all, was the opposing counsel violating impermissibly communicating with his client without his permission? And the court, or not the court, but the committee, I absolutely agreed with the way they approached it and their conclusion. Their conclusion was, nicely stated, don't be an idiot. Uh, let's look at the offline analogy. If you do a phone call, a conference call, and your client's there, and the client is part of the phone call, you are not somehow you can't do this gotcha with opposing counsel where they are impermissibly communicating with your client. So, and the same can be said with email. But a letter is different, right? If you send a letter and CC the client, when opposing counsel responds, they only respond to you. They don't CC the client. So they analogized an email more like a phone call. And what they said, I liked their language, was that lawyers, and I also just appreciate them looking at these offline analogies, because that's how you reach the proper conclusion in these situations. Online is not somehow inherently strange and different, and shouldn't be treated differently than offline analogies that fit. And so they said when lawyers initiate a group email and find it convenient to include their client, they should not then be able to claim an ethics violation if opposing counsel uses reply all. Reply all in a group email should not be an ethics trap for the unwary or a gotcha moment for opposing counsel. The committee finds that lawyers who include their clients' group emails are deemed to have impliedly consented to opposing counsel replying to the entire group, including the lawyer's client. So I just thought it was interesting, and I appreciated the way that the court approached the problem, because I do believe that when you analogize the online to the offline, like I said, rather than treating the online as some unique species that has to be addressed differently, you're going to reach a proper conclusion, and a conclusion that's going to withstand the test of time as new technologies come along. So I just thought it was interesting, and I can't share a link to it because I'm not in Zoom, but I think that we sent out an email ahead of time that had links to the articles. I thought it was interesting. I love all these ethics decisions that sort of move technology forward a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, there certainly have been. I mean, you can imagine some situations where a reply all on an email could potentially raise some ethics issues. But it sounds like the right outcome in that case. Somebody
So,
is asking in the comments whether we can post that NCSC reference that Molly was talking about. And I know Molly's not on the comments, but Jim McMillan is, and perhaps Jim, if you're out there, and perhaps have a reference to that. If you could post that. Well, I see that you're out there because you're commenting also. But otherwise, we could put this up afterward in the show notes and make it available.